AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
Yeah. Back in the building. It's Thursday, 8:09 p.m. But who's counting? We're on a different kind of time over here, baby Bubba. Come on, 4 of y'all in the building. Let's get that up. 3 from Twitter. Yo, anybody from Twitter that's watching, jump on YouTube or comment or something, because we don't see your comments. We don't see you engaging. We see is look, 5 of y'all. Then it goes to 6. Come on, man. Get in the building. Fellas, what's going on, man? Get right to it, man. You know who that is in the middle.
Football suckers.
Yo, I swear the little laugh that shit fucks me up every time, yo. We live.
Big flea. Biggest show. Biggest.
Playing with us. Jump in the mix. Jump in the mix. But you know who. We seen the comments. We jump in the mix and get right in the mix with the Knicks.
Knicks Rehab.
Knicks Rehab, y'all.
Come on, man. You heard Flea say it. Heard us in the building. Huh? Come on, man. All week long. All ball's been right. It's disgusting. The Giannis trade was true. Jesus Christ. And of course, hurrah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Flea.
Hey, Flea, I'm like a DNA test. 99.99999. I'm wrong, but that 0.000, that little, my shit be on target, baby.
Yeah, you nailed this one. You nailed this one a couple months ago.
Come on, man.
Quanah Penn. I'm a decent man from the city of demons. Niggas be scheming. Niggas be dreaming.
Senseless violence. Come on, man.
That nigga bagged him a joint and all that off that. I love it.
He did?
Oh,
looks that way.
Whoa. The beautiful, the lovely, the extravagant, the sexy Tory B is in the building. Listen, I'm not gonna lie, Tory B, when I see you and Darlene B pop up on the screen, my whole vibe is different. Big shout out Tory B in the building. What up, Tory B?
Tory B. Tory B.
Yo, we're gonna have to give you a professional mic, Flea. You know what I mean?
What's going on? Wow, tell me more. Elaborate on that. Advance that conversation. Tell me more. What happened?
You hear it? They trying to hold you back out here, man. Messing with your Come on.
Nigga say that Tory B like nigga sound like David Ruffin when he hit that Tory B. Tory B, you're a flea. I better watch out something. I see what's going on over here.
Yeah, just be cool, baby. Just be cool. I'll call you later, all right?
Fuck out of
I'll call
here.
you later, Tory. I'll call you later.
David Ruffin. You ain't
never.
BQ East Finest, what's going on, man? BQ East Finest, Jeremy's house, a fellow member. Tory B got something in the stash for y'all. Yeah, we gotta send something out to them too, man. Come on, let's get right to it. Enough is enough with these shenanigans.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
David Ruffin.
Come on now. The Knicks traded first.
Feedback. You don't hear that feedback? That's some feedback.
I don't hear any.
Is it me?
No.
Okay.
I know that your mic turns like your mic is kind of like Flea. I don't know if you have a volume on it or no.
So can you hear me?
Hold on.
Can you hear me? Am I clear to you? Picture me rolling.
Flea don't know nothing about that because he don't like that dude, man. It ain't even right, man. Flea, how you sound, Flea? Go ahead. 1 2 1 2.
1 2 1 2.
Might have improved. I put the I don't know. I pressed something on StreamYard. Let's get it
Used
rocking.
to be my dog. You was in my left titty. Scream, ride or die. Thought you would ride with me. Found out you was.
Yeah.
Can't even ride with me. Now it's the war. You ain't on the side with me.
Yeah. Huh? Looks like Mikal Bridges used to be our dog because the way we've been tracking them damn
when
first
it rains, niggas get wet. Stay dry.
Yo, Bridges, man, time to stay dry. Listen, you in the target. This is what it is. We ain't playing with you. Hey, you came here. This ain't Brooklyn, baby Bubba. You crossed that bridge. Put in 5 first-round draft picks, and ever since then, boy, oh boy, have you been a target. Jeez Louise. What do we feel about this, especially with the news upon us, fellas, that Mikal Bridges, I mean, we're all speculating that he was part of that trade. We don't know if he was included in the Giannis trade, but it was 5 first-round draft picks that we could have had at our arsenal to give to Milwaukee. And, you know, being that he did not speculate, but he talked about his past. I'm trying to pull this up and it's not coming up. There we go. He did talk about Mikal Bridges did talk about last year's his playoffs and how he could have done better.
Yeah, I think I was gonna be better. Just be better throughout the whole year. Playoffs, I think defensively I was better. I still think I could have done a lot better and even more on both sides. So credit that I had. People think I had a pretty good playoffs, but I still think I could have done way more. Just starting the season off strong and and just be better than I was last year.
Be better than you were last year. Holy moly, guacamole! Oh, ball. Want to hear what Mike Brown had to say? Because Flea warned us, or he told us, he gave us the caveat. You're gonna love him. His press conferences are gonna be Professor Brown. He had some wonderful things to say about him. Before we get to that, though, I think you predicted this Giannis thing, or just as I think you represent the heart and soul of what a Knicks fan wants in New York City. And they wanted to bring Giannis here. And if Mikal Bridges 5 first-round draft picks got in the way, what do you feel about that? With him saying what he's saying, I got to play better. And now the Giannis thing is looming. It's over our heads. It's a cloud now. We'll get into the power rankings in a second. The Knicks are predicted by so many people now to go reach the championship. And that's without such and such. What's your reaction to this coming season? Maybe a lot more pressure on Bridges out of anybody in the Knicks.
I mean, this is going to be, a tough conversation throughout the season. You can tell, even with Mitchell Robinson, him being in trade rumors, trade talks, you see how it affects him. I think Bridges is about to go through the same thing. All season, there's going to be a lot of talks. He's going to have to fight. He's going to have to play well. He's going to have to ignore people like us, a lot of people in the media, because we're going to come after Mikal Bridges. He played decent last season. He could have been more what's the word I'm looking for? Starts with a C.
Consistent?
No, right. Thank you. He could have been more consistent. In the Boston series, played well, especially defensively. But y'all all know me, that Indiana series. I think everybody dropped the ball. We can't just sit up here and continue to. Well, I can't keep coming up here and bashing Josh Hart. Everybody could have played better, but this is a tough conversation that a lot of Knicks fans is going to be afraid to have. We jumped the gun with Mikal Bridges. We reacted too quick. Those draft picks can potentially be the reason we don't get Giannis, because we have nothing else to give for a major trade. And everybody knows with a lot of these organizations and these teams, they want other things than players. And, I just feel that, we try to do the right thing, bringing Mikal Bridges in, because, like I said, he's a good player, and also teaming him up with his fellow brothers and friends from Villanova with Hart, and Jalen Brunson. Of course, everybody still wanted DiVincenzo to be here for that Villanova crew to be together. But this is going to be a conversation all season if we're not able to acquire Giannis Antetokounmpo. Mikal Bridges may be the reason that this trade doesn't go down. This is the first time maybe in Knicks history that we have an opportunity to get a guy like this and we can't get him. I know we got Melo, but Melo ain't Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis is a back-to-back MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. He's a champion. His numbers is out of this world, and he's a game changer. So to not be able to get a guy like that because we jumped the gun with Bridges, we could have got Bridges, I think, without giving up all those draft picks. Like I said, I don't know who was in favor of going crazy to go get Mikal Bridges. What other teams? I don't think nobody would have beat us out. I think Mikal wanted to be a Knick, so we didn't have to give up all of those draft picks. I think right now, if we had those draft picks, going to get Giannis would have looked a little sweeter. When we all talk about, okay, these are the players we need to get rid of. Oh, but by the way, take these draft picks as well. That would have made the deal sweet. I think eventually, potentially, that may be the reason that we cannot get Giannis Antetokounmpo. Go ahead.
Stay right there real quick, because of course we had my son Shams on the Pat McAfee show, and he spoke about this trade again.
Butt naked Shams. Look at that butt. Look at him butt naked.
Happened with Giannis Antetokounmpo. One, he made clear privately to the people that needed to know that the New York Knicks were the only team that he wanted a potential trade to if the Milwaukee Bucks would oblige. Now that's the big if. The Bucks have made it clear they want to give this another shot with Giannis Antetokounmpo. They feel like with Giannis there, this team has a championship opportunity. There were a series of meetings over the offseason, but there was one in particular. There was one in late June. John Horst, the Bucks general manager, I'm told he flew to Greece. It was a one-day trip, 6,000 miles. He went and sat down with Giannis Antetokounmpo. He sold Giannis on why this team is a championship caliber team. Giannis had his concerns about whether he thought this team could actually win a championship. And so that led to some conversations with the Knicks. The Knicks did make offers, I'm told. And so no deal happened. The Knicks felt like the Bucks were never serious. Some people in Milwaukee believe that the Knicks never made offers serious enough to even continue trade conversations. The two things that happened here that have never happened with Giannis Antetokounmpo. One, he made clear privately to the people that needed to know that the New York Knicks were the only team that he wanted a potential trade to.
I had to replay that part again because, geez Louise, come on now. We touched on this last episode, Flea. Carmelo is the last time we remembered it being a player that was already signed that was like, yeah, I want to go to New York. That was like 13 years ago. The player empowerment era is supposed to be over. How are you feeling about just all these things looming? We don't know all the real details about this trade, but Shams is saying the Knicks didn't make an official trade. The Bucks are acting like they didn't. I mean, what do you feel about Bridges being on the receiving end of this more pressure, especially with the Knicks in their power rankings? We'll get to that in a second. But what are we feeling now about Bridges, about the trade overall?
I'm still happy about the trade. Again, you never want to give up too much draft capital, especially for a guy who is not an all-star, a perennial all-star level player. He may make an all-star game at some point in his career, but I don't see him making multiple all-stars. I don't see him doing that. So when you make a trade like that, there is cause to pause because you're like, damn, five picks for a guy who is going to average 16 to 17 points a night, so I can understand that. But, you can't buy chemistry. And a big reason, why we went out and did that is because, for lack of better terms, we following captain's orders, right? Cap wants this guy on the team. He feels as though he's going to help us win the championship. So we did what we needed to do to keep him. Now, in terms of how he performed last season, I thought he was relatively inconsistent. When you look at him in totality, like his counting numbers, his averages was well. He shot the ball fairly decent. Obviously, we always could shoot better, but for his first full season with the Knicks, he played 82 games. He's a gamer, right? He's going to show up every night. And, you know, sometimes he disappears on the offensive end, which pisses me off because I think I've said this to you ad nauseum all season long. When Bridges isn't playing well on the offensive end, he didn't seem like he took it seriously on the defensive end. He made me out to be a liar because in the playoffs, that didn't matter. His numbers were down in the playoffs. If you guys look at his numbers, I was just looking at them as OG was talking because I wanted to see if any of that really changed. And if you look at his numbers in the playoffs, they did go down, right? From an average perspective, he was averaging about 14 points a game in the playoffs, shot it like 46% from the field, and then like averaged 36% from three. But everything that stands out is that those 2 home games that we won in Boston, right? Those 2 Boston home games that we won to start the series. Both games were ended by him making amazing defensive stops, right? So I think for the season and for just bringing new guys in, we maxed out as well as we could. We was in the Eastern Conference Finals, one step away from the finals to at a chance to win a championship. And I thought we got everything that we could get out of the team last year. I agree with the sentiment from most of the Knicks fan base in terms of we don't need Giannis. I don't think we necessarily need him, but he is a top 3 to 5 player in the league. You don't turn your nose up at him when he says, I want to be a Knick. How many guys say that, right? How often does that happen? You just said the last nigga to do that was Melo, the last nigga under contract to do that, because Brunson wanted to be a Knick, obviously. But the last nigga to do that under contract was Melo, right? And so at the time, Melo was a top 5 to 10, 12 player in the league at that time. So I just don't think you turn your nose up to a guy who has been the best player in the league several different years and say, we don't need him. I get it, what we've built, and that is going to change things that completely, change his chemistry and how we play and how we look at this thing. But you have to consider the deal. You have to consider the deal. And with Bridges giving up those 5 picks, going all in on him, I thought it was smart. But at the same time, if we do that, we're not thinking about Giannis. If the thought is Giannis, then you got to do some things that don't feel comfortable, and that might have not felt comfortable not re-signing Bridges to what he wants. Let him see the open market. Let him see what he's going to do. And he probably, somebody would have picked him up. He's an NBA player for sure. But I think it's a catch-22 right now because you kind of want to make your captain happy, but at the same time, you kind of hamstring yourself for if you do want to get into the Giannis sweepstakes, it's like you're going to have to give up more players now than just capital. So it's a tough spot to be in for the Knicks for sure.
I mean, we did speak earlier, and I referenced the Mitchell Robinson for Donovan Mitchell trade, and right afterwards, I wanted to gloat like, "Oh, y'all were wrong." Now we still got Mitchell Robinson. Y'all were wrong. We still got Mitchell Robinson, who might be in place to get Giannis. But then I thought about it. I'm like, well, the whole point when we traded Mikal Bridges was that Dante was still here. And who's to say if Julius Randle was here, he wouldn't have been part of a Giannis package. The whole point that I'm thinking about now is we would have had maybe the draft capital if we never got Bridges or negotiated it somewhere differently and had that depth. But we have the depth now. I think that's part of the reason why we signed all these guys was because going back to the Melo trade, what we didn't like about it was that you traded away the depth for Melo. That's always been my thing with that. And yes, he's a super scorer, but we saw what we lacked, especially not having a backup point guard for Chauncey Billups, who probably could have still been a great floor general out there. It felt like 1-on-10 when it was Melo versus Boston, and he was going crazy. And that wouldn't be the case with Giannis. However, they can figure this out. If we're going to talk about trading for Giannis, we have the depth to have him come here and have enough pieces around him especially keeping Brunson. There's just no way, even though we heard several people copy Flea's take saying, why is Brunson off the table? Which is, objectively looking at it, okay, it makes sense. He's not a top 5, top 3, top 2, arguably the best player in the game. That's Giannis. Yeah, make that face. Giannis is
just real quick. I'll let you say he's not a top 5.
He's not a top. I'm talking about shoeing. You put a bet down. You put your life savings. He's gonna finish top 5 of MVP bowl. You're gonna go on him or Giannis. And that's who we're talking about right now. Melo wasn't a top 2, 3 player. So when we're talking about trading for Giannis, that's why it is a big deal. No, we don't need him to win at this point because the Knicks did make great moves, added great depth.
You need both. If we're being realistic. In a perfect world, you need both. Big shout out to Dale Johnson. I've never saw his name before, Fabian. You might want to highlight him. He just said that we are the best Knicks podcast in these streets. Big shout out to Dale Johnson. We love the love, Dale. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
I don't think I ever met a Dale in my life. You were the first one, Dale. Thank you so much, my brother.
That's an old nigga name. Yes. How old are you, Dale? That's an old nigga name.
Yo.
Don't jump in these comments and tell us you're 25. I'm going to clown you.
Insane. No, there's no way possible. Dale?
Big shout out to Dale. That's an old nigga name, man. He's been around for a while.
Yeah, man. Let's get back to the Dales, man.
Yeah, let's get back to the Dales and the
Collins.
The Esters, the Collins, yeah. That's an old nigga name. Give me my 2 L's. Don't give me that 1 L. Shit. She got a little freaky with the 2 L's, but
going back to the depth, I think we do need a depth, but I don't think we lose it that much if you go after Giannis. And that's why I didn't finish my point last episode where it's a win-win. Yo, we got the depth either way. I don't see it being the Melo the only flaw would be that we have to rearrange everything about the team. You have to. And it's not promised that you go in first season and we go to the finals and we win the finals. I don't know. Has that happened before? Where a player goes to a different team, they win a chip the very next year? Even LeBron lost first year in Cleveland? Kawhi. Shit. We had this question before. Damn it. You were ready for that. New coach, new player. Shit. And we have that much depth. Flea, I'm throwing it back to you. I'm sorry, AllBall. How do you feel about that? Would that be the Kawhi move with Giannis?
Pause. Yeah, I mean, you gotta do that, right? Like in a perfect world, right? Like you gotta do what you can to match those guys. I'm not saying that I don't want Brunson and Giannis together. You absolutely want those 2 guys together. My point last episode and what I've been fighting for my life for the last 48 hours, because niggas just been calling my phone, knocking my door down, like leaving notes on my car. It was wild. Like all of this because they think I'm saying I want to trade Brunson. I don't want to do that. Let me just be clear. If we could get Giannis through the door and have Brunson in place, that's a match made in heaven, right? All I'm saying though is if they start advancing the conversation, it's like, well, I don't know if I want Cat, or I don't know if I want OG, or I don't know if I want Bridges. It may start with Giannis. I mean, it may start with Brunson, and we just gonna hang up. Then we don't really want Giannis. If that's really the case, we don't really want him. If Brunson is like the untouchable guy, then I can understand it. But we're talking about a top 3 level player. If they called and said, "Hey guys," Rob Pelinka calls and says, "Yo, Luka's not my cup of tea. I love the way Brunson plays. Head up right now, Luka for Brunson. Are you doing it?" If Presti calls and says, had enough of Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, and they say, "Hey, we don't want SGA no more.
You can keep going.
We want You're not being honest. You're lying to me and the people.
You can't hold. Don't do that. You can't tell me I'm not being honest. One thing I'm always gonna be when it comes to this. I may lie about some other things. But when it comes to this, I've been consistent, Flea. I'm hanging up the phone. Now
Brunson's better than Luka Doncic. Brunson, let's dumb this down. Brunson's better than Luka Doncic.
For one, let me respond how I want to respond. SGA, I may hear the conversation. I may entertain it. Luka, I'm hanging up the phone. Is Brunson a better player than Luka? Me being a Brunson stan, I'm going to always say yes. But for me, if you're asking me, that's two different questions. Who's better or who do you rather have? Right now, what Brunson is doing with the Knicks for our Knicks, I'd rather have Brunson. Like I said, Luka is fun. He's 6'8", great player. But once again, I see Luka lose in the first round and only win one game with the great LeBron James. So for me, I don't see Luka coming over here being the captain, the leader, the guy we want to root for like we do for Brunson. So for me, that's, two different conversations. That's a great question you asked. But I'm going to be honest. Both of you mugs is getting on my nerves. I'm starting not to like y'all today. Y'all pussyfooting over this thing. You got to go get a guy like this. This never happened in Knicks history.
You go get a guy like this, you got to give up Brunson. If that's the case.
No, you don't.
If that is the case.
Okay, can I
if
finish?
that is the case.
I guarantee you, Giannis is saying, if this trade does happen, Brunson has to be there. What's holding this trade up, and I hope Fabian goes to that. What Kendrick Perkins said. Because I said it, Flea, what did I say a couple days ago? Giannis is a nice guy. Flea, did I not say that? Listen, I say a lot of things, and then mysteriously, these guys start saying that shit 2-3 days, a week later.
Just pops up on TV, right? Yeah.
So we can respond to that. Hopefully, Fabian will pull that up real quick. Because to me, that's also what's holding this trade up. But I'm just saying, I'll let y'all cook. When a guy of this magnitude says, I only want to go to New York, you make that happen. Brunson is not going to be in the deal because Giannis wants to be here with Brunson because he wants an opportunity to win a championship. We have to be honest. We jumped the gun with Mikal Bridges. Those 5 draft picks right now, we were able to throw that in the mix with Giannis. I guarantee you this deal would have happened already.
Well, you called upon it.
Giannis got to grow a set. He has to grow some balls. He don't want to be there. He's scared to say it. The Bucks know that he don't want to be there, but they are in denial. The last move that they made was desperation. When they signed the Nasses, that was like, oh, you know what I mean? But Giannis like, no. Think about every single thing that's happening, right? Giannis caught COVID right before training camp. The reports come out. He's trying to get this done privately instead of being open. He basically called the general manager somewhat a liar, right? When he said, oh yeah, Giannis and I, we had a conversation this offseason at lunch or breakfast or whatever. And Giannis comes on and he like, I don't remember that, Meek. All this is the writing on the wall. I just think the Bucks need to fucking end the relationship. Like, it's time. It's time. Get back as many pieces as you can. You're going to get a haul back for him. You have Miles Turner there. You have some pieces there. You're not going to hit rock bottom. You're not going to be contenders either, but you're going to be right in the thick of things in the Eastern Conference. But both sides are scared to just, hey, Giannis got to grow a set.
Jesus Christ.
Lottery when he walks out the door. Lottery for multiple seasons. Lottery. Yeah, I hear Perk, but a lottery. They're not going to be in the mix. It's not a good team when he leaves that team.
But so Milwaukee would be in. That's what they're thinking about and trying to buy time with this because he doesn't want to be there. And I want to pull a Charles Barkley clip up. You know what? I really don't feel like it because he said that Milwaukee has done everything they could for Giannis.
That's not true. I heard what he said too.
That's impossible. You know, they're not they haven't shown to be competent to lose Drew Holiday like that. I don't care what Giannis told you. You're supposed to be able to see that Drew Holiday is whatever he has left in the tank. You roll with that. They're going to be in the lottery regardless. Flea. They don't know how to run an organization. That Budenholzer, the way they fired him, the way
they fired Adrian Griffin.
Right, and they hired Doc Rivers. They're not
Yeah,
a serious
where-
organization. This is
where
not a
they
serious
did that.
organization. Giannis, he wants to come here because he knows if I go to New York, I saw what happened with Brunson. I saw what happened with Karl Anthony Towns, bro. Like, and he's built for this. Like, he's saying that Giannis has to grow a set. Yo, Kendrick, respectfully, you ain't never been in that position. You ain't never been in that position. Giannis has to slick talk his way into whatever he's doing right now. He's not coming out front and saying, yo, trade me right now. Whatever the leverage is, it is what it is, old boy. Like, he clearly can't say that. Why should he just say, yo, trade me now? If that would have been an option for him, I think he would have done it. But if the Knicks, I'm seeing now that Shams is saying that window was closed with the Knicks. This isn't just how many teams out here that are suitors to go get you. How many options do you really have out there to get Giannis? As much, come on, arguably the best player in the game. Arguably the best player in the game, and everybody doesn't have they can't jump on you. You have to give other teams time to put more pressure on the Bucks to pressure them to trade you by the trade deadline, where more players can be traded by December, January, February. People have stuff in their contract that details, yo, we can't trade this guy. I don't have enough draft picks. Talk to OKC or Miami or whatever it is. So Kendrick, that's too much for me. What do you mean grow a set? What are you talking about, bro? Giannis, out of all these players, I think he says what he wants. Sometimes he's playing around too much, but I never thought that I've never called Giannis soft about anything. So I think the Knicks are really in a not a difficult position. They're in a win-win scenario because we keep talking about if we get Giannis, but this team is perfectly fine the way we are also, especially with a healthy Mitchell Robinson. So the Bucks do not have leverage. The Knicks can close. They can hang up that phone at any time. Yo, we made you a deal already, bro. What you talking about? What you got going on over there? You are in shambles, Milwaukee. That's why you even picked up the phone call in the first place. You flew out to go to Greece and go talk to Giannis. Not us. He's over here going to Shams, leaking. He wants to come to New York. The ball's not in Milwaukee's court, all ball at all.
I totally disagree with your whole take. I think Kendrick Perkins was on point. What he said has nothing to do with Giannis being soft. Maybe the words he chose was maybe a little wrong, but I said the exact same thing. Giannis is a nice guy. He's not going to come straight out and say what needs to be said. Why these players get what they want? Kevin Durant gets what he wants. A lot of these players, when they say I want to go there, they go there. James Harden, these guys get to do what they want. Only person I've seen in a long time that haven't got what they wanted was how Luka got traded. Because I don't know if Luka wanted to get traded out of Dallas. Right?
Dame didn't want to go to Milwaukee.
Right. But
Kawhi didn't want to go to Toronto. If we keeping it a buck.
No, right. But I'm saying recently we have more examples of guys getting what they want. And even though Kawhi didn't want to go to Toronto, what happened when he got out of Toronto? He went to where he wanted to go, right? Yeah. The Dame Lillard situation, it was almost like we bullied and pressured him into getting out of Portland. How many reports and everybody's just going, yo, you got to get out of there. You stay too late. But that's another story. My point is, why Giannis can't get what he wants.
But that is part of the story. That's part of the story, though, OG. Go ahead, finish. I'm gonna
I'll let you say, but go. Guys, today's league, these players are going where they want to go. They're playing where they want to play. A guy like Giannis, you cannot drop the ball on this. This doesn't happen for the Knicks. It happens for the Lakers. It happens for all these other organizations. This doesn't happen for the Knicks. When Carmelo Anthony said, I want to go to New York, what we do? Go get him. However we want to say we messed up or we went and got him. How the fuck is Giannis saying behind the scenes, I want to go to New York? And he ain't in a fucking blue and orange and white Knicks jersey yet. It's because he's not pushing the pen because he's a nice guy. And I'm telling y'all, the Bridges deal, when it's all said and done, when it's a 30 for 30 years from now, we are going to be up here saying, God willing, we still have this platform. The reason why the Knicks didn't get Giannis Antetokounmpo is because we jumped the gun on Bridges. But I'll let Fleet cook. Kendrick Perkins was 100% correct. But at the same time, a guy like Giannis, when he wants to come to your team, a champion, back-to-back MVP, defensive player of the year, like y'all say, the best player in the NBA, numerous seasons, you got to get the deal done. And we have enough to get it done. Sorry. If this doesn't get done, this will be a travesty. This will be the last time you hear a player of this magnitude say, I want to play for New York, and we don't get him. We haven't heard this ever. Tell me the last time y'all heard this.
Carmelo Anthony. Yo, Fleet, this guy, his tone. Why he think he the only one that's not scared? Get out of here. We don't listen, man. Yo, Fleet, tell him this message is brought to you by. Yeah, we ain't changing on ball, baby. Yeah,
scared, but I'm not.
AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
Woo, you heard it there, baby.
Go get a tea, y'all. You jump in the comments, you're running your mouths, y'all rock with us every night. Go get a tea, man. Go get a tea. Send a selfie with the tea on. We'll feature you on, on the spot. Let you, we'll put something together. But go get a t-shirt. Go get a shirt. Not asking, I'm telling you.
Don't get Flea MX out here. Top left corner, you see the QR code. You could tap on that. Code. Go right to
discounts right. No discounts right now neither. We need everything right now. I'm sorry. We need everything right now. So do what's necessary. What's today's date? The 9th. Some of us get paid the bottom of the month and the 15th. Do what you got to do. Some of us get paid by. Just handle your business and go get a shirt, y'all. Just
hit that QR code and go get a fucking t-shirt.
Like, what are we talking about right now?
Get y'all asses some t-shirts, man.
Get a t-shirt. Get your mama one. Get you one. Throw it on in the gym. They scared, but I'm not.
Come on, man. They scared, but I'm not. Flea. I'm tired of this guy talking about this. If we don't get Giannis, it's a travesty. No, we also got a squad. We weren't in championship contention when we traded for Carmelo either. In case we forget, as if the Knicks are pulling off just being stupid about this. Like, we also believe in Leon Rose, Flea. Come on, man. Like, yes, the Mikal Bridges trade is controversial. I was gonna go to the power rankings real quick, but I see you over here.
Yeah, because there's a couple of things that I'm thinking about. One, if Giannis is available, why are the Knicks the only team that's involved? Why isn't every team in the NBA right now offering or is in the mix to try to get Giannis Antetokounmpo? That's one thing for me. I'm kind of curious why there's not a bunch of teams out here. Go ahead.
5 seconds. Because Flea, he doesn't want to go anywhere else. He doesn't want to go anywhere else, bro. And he has the cachet and the power. The teams understand that. You trade for me. Once my contract is over, I'm out of here. So we need to get into that too. When is his contract up? Because Flea, that's a great question, but he don't want to go nowhere else, bro. Sorry.
2028, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
That's 2 years.
Why isn't Golden State on the phone right now trying to get him?
He don't want to go there.
Okay. I don't believe that. I don't believe that the Knicks are just the only team that he wants to go to. And I think that's the other thing that I kind of want to start leaning into is that, yeah, it's cool that report came out, but I don't think that the Knicks are going to be the only team in the mix once Giannis becomes fully available or just flat out get some balls, which I do agree with Perk. Sorry, Fabian. I do agree with Perk. We can go to some players in recent history, right? We ain't got to go back too far, but OG loves this brother right here. He says some of the best basketball content out right now. Fuck all these other niggas. Kevin Garnett, one guy who came out of his mouth and said himself, yo, I stayed too long. I stayed way too long. And not only did I stay too long, anytime that I see somebody fucking up with loyalty and walking with loyalty, I'm going to speak up now and say it. So what did I do? I spoke up and said something to Dame, right? I said something to him. This is coming out of Kevin Garnett's mouth. Yo, I understand loyalty. I understand wanting to stick and stay. I understand it, right? Kobe couldn't wait for me to come over in 07. It didn't happen, but that was on the table. Kevin Garnett in LA. Kevin Garnett in Golden State with that redeemed team. right? There was a couple different spots before Boston was the lock-in spot. So what I'm saying is you can overstay your welcome and put the rest of your career in jeopardy by not speaking up, right? Kevin Garnett's lucky. Damian Lillard, not so much. Giannis won a championship for this team. Giannis has done everything that he can. Represent the city, be the best player in the league, have them on TV, on national TV all the time, right? He's brought the economy up like a LeBron James type guy. We're talking about Milwaukee. What the fuck is in Milwaukee? So, like at some point we going there on 13 years, right? What year is this? This is 13 years for him in Milwaukee. Right, OG. So at some point, you got to recognize that the front office can't do this again. Meaning they got it right in 21. They finally got it right. We put it together. We got it right. We've been trying to put it together and get it right for the last 4 or 5 years. It's not working. I ain't been healthy, so that's something on me. You brought Dame in here. That didn't work. Now Kevin Porter Jr. is my point guard. Kyle Kuzma is the second option. Miles Turner, who averages less than 10 rebounds a game on a career, is my center. Like, how can you not be a guy that starts saying, what the fuck is going on? I need to get up out of here so I can compete. This ain't championship worthy anymore. Not this team.
So what does pressure look like? How much more pressure do you need the Bucks to be under? They got one of the biggest reporters in basketball right now saying that he doesn't want to be there. You have until December. He's putting you on a countdown. How much more pressure does Giannis got to put on them? Like, that's what I'm saying. And also, if Shams is already saying that the Knicks window is closed, that's what he just said. The Knicks window is closed. Not to say it won't reopen, but this is all set up for the Lakers to go get them too, by the way. That window closing, I don't see what else Giannis needs to do to tell the Bucks we're gonna do. Hold out. He's not holding out. You can't hold out. He don't have the same image as Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett got screwed over by Minnesota. His whole career got screwed over with the Joe Smith deal. Giannis is in a different scenario.
Fabian, Kobe Bryant went and bought a crib in Chicago that summer. The summer that he was extremely vocal on radio stations, doing interviews, talking about how I am not pleased. So you asked the question. I'm just answering like this because you asked the question. How much more pressure? How much more pressure is what Perk is saying? At this point, both are playing nice, right? Like, both are just playing nice. I don't really like you no more. You don't really like me, right? We here for the kids. It's time. It's time. Call your lawyer. Let me call my lawyer. Let's get the divorce going, baby. Let's go. I don't fuck with you no more. You don't fuck with me. But we playing nice, and now we're going to start putting out a bad product. That's what's going to start happening. They ain't been out the first round in 3 years. They're going to start putting out a bad product now. That roster ain't good, bro. That roster is not good. I don't even see them being in the mix with Giannis on the team. He's got to be smarter than that. All that nice guy shit, that's cool. But when the owners handle business and trade Luka in the middle of the night for Anthony Davis, and Anthony Davis comes in training camp fat as he's ever been. So it wasn't really about weight. But anyway, like, when you do that, we ain't got nothing to say. They got the control. They put the pressure. Giannis, all you got to do is say it's time, and it happens.
I agree. I think Giannis, and Fabian, you make a great point, right? That was a hell of a point. I'm not going to even lie because, from the outside looking in, of course it looks like you said, how much more pressure can Giannis put on it? But then Flea is 100% correct. Yo, listen, bro, get me out of here. I want to go to New York. Maybe more pressure from Giannis gets a deal done, and then that's how you don't get the haul, right? Like, look at a guy like KD. We can say what we want about Kevin Durant. He goes where the fuck he wants to go. He told them, I want to go to Phoenix. He was in Phoenix. He okayed the deal for Houston. He's adamant about where he wants to go. So I just think, a guy like Giannis, if he lets Milwaukee know and now he's public about it, Milwaukee will have to get a deal done. And now that deal that gets done, like you said, now that's the pressure. Now we gotta get it done because he's putting us under all this pressure to get it done. I just think, when a guy like this comes up and says he wants to play for you, you got to get it done. And just one more point, and I'll let y'all rock. The reason why I think Giannis doesn't want to go nowhere in the West, I think he wants to compete against those guys in the finals, whether it's a Luka or LeBron or KD or SGA. Remember, he's competitive. He don't want to play with those guys. I think he wants to play against those guys. So when that championship comes against one of those guys, it's just going to make it even more better.
OG,
Well,
nothing would do my soul better than to see Giannis get traded for Draymond Green, Buddy Hield, Moses Moody. Nothing would do my heart better than to see that happen. And Draymond Green be a Milwaukee Buck.
No, but real Fabian, I'm sorry, but just real quick, you see how we could say that and something like that may happen where they keep Steph, they keep Kuminga, but then with us, we got to give up every fucking body. No, if Giannis put that pressure on him, he has to force their hand to go, okay, like you said, Flea, the divorce is up. It's no more being nice. Now we just gotta save face. Get the job done. Okay, we'll take pop, and we'll just have to move on. Kendrick Perkins is correct. That shit is on Giannis, bro.
Well, you mentioned the West Coast and the Western Conference. They got two of the top three. 2 out of 2. The Thunder and the Nuggets lead the way in the NBA power rankings, according to what the hell is this? Like AllBall BF rankings?
This is my first time seeing this.
I thought it was Bleacher Report.
No, it's basketball
forever. Basketball forever.
Wow. Interesting.
They got the Thunder leading the way, the Nuggets is second, and the Knicks third. Cavaliers in fourth, followed by the Rockets, then the Wolves, the Lakers, then the Magic, the Mavericks, and then the Golden State Warriors. Rounding up the top 10.
Magic, a top 10 team. Remember I said I like them.
Look how far they got Dallas down there. Golden State in there is a fucking joke.
But who do you replace them with? What team? Because I'm looking at these teams right now, and I can't. I don't know about the order. We could debate the order, but these 10 teams. What other teams?
I'd have put the Clippers in front of. I'd have put the Clippers in front of Golden State.
All right.
Unless these lists is going off of what happened last season, because we know the injuries and things of that nature. But if we going off of going into the new season, how teams was constructed and the moves that they made, I'm definitely putting the Clippers over the Golden State Warriors.
Well, Curry got hurt also. Because if we're talking about injuries, the Clippers had Kawhi hurt. Steph Curry was hurt last year too, and Steph Curry is injury prone as well. It seems like. So I'm with you with that.
got hurt. Banchero got hurt, right? Banchero, Franz, and Suggs.
Right.
All got hurt, and they still wound up finishing, I think, 500. Right? They made the playoffs.
I'd even put I wouldn't have been mad if Detroit would have been in that spot over Golden State.
I knew you was gonna say that.
Honestly, remember, Golden State didn't make no major move to upgrade that roster this season. Like I said, Clippers made some nice upgrades, even though it was a little older. And now Detroit get 2 guys back that were injured, and it was a hell of a series against us. So, it's just that Golden State, that shit is not. They don't belong in that top 10. And I think Dallas should be further up. There's no way in the world Dallas Mavericks should be down at number 9.
Also, the Wolves being in 6th and the Rockets 5th automatically. I get it. But back-to-back Western Conference finalists. Ant-Man is due for a leap. He's 23 now. It's a lot of years in the league.
That's crazy. He only 23?
Yeah. Yes. And that's what I'm saying. It feels like he's been here for 10 years.
He's been in the league 5 years.
Right.
I'm telling y'all, that nigga just scratching the surface. OG. Yeah, OG. I know when the nigga start looking like that, when he start looking like that, it's like, shit.
He real quick, Fabian. I just seen him say he got a little bit of he got a conversation from Jordan. Did y'all see that?
Yeah.
Right. And I think if he was signed a jump man, I think Jordan would take him under the wing a little more. But that he's with Adidas. But I think if that young man get like one of them real mentors, to be only 23 and already be doing what he's doing, man, listen, if he learned the game like how Mike, or certain guys, like if a Kobe got versus him, put him under the wing, Lord have mercy.
Yeah, but I think that's what Flea was arguing about a couple episodes ago. That's what the Brunson Ant-Man conversation we really didn't get to. That I was arguing Brunson right now, what he's done. Now, if we're talking about potential, Ant-Man has shown nothing but I'm going to get better every summer. That 3-point shot last year, come on now. I don't know if he led the league, but I know at one point he was just shooting 40% and he was chucking like 10 of them. But the fact that he's talking about going into the mid-range, getting into the paint and all that, like, and Ant-Man is just, he doesn't seem like he's frightened by anything. I think the only thing stopping him is just like any young guy, like they're gonna clamp him up with certain defenses because he was just too young. But if you figure out a way in the mid-range to get around those flaws, your shortcomings, and he has every reason to do that this season. To be honest, the fact that they have the Wolves 4th in the West is crazy. That means you got the Thunder, the Nuggets, the Rockets, and then the Wolves. I'll put my money on the Wolves before the Rockets and Ant-Man to take that leap. AD's old, bro. I'm always gonna stick by it. You know how I feel with these no country for old men, man. These guys ain't winning the rings.
KD look damn good, bro. KD look damn good. And team looks damn good. Like what they doing over there. Like, I mean, we probably could spend a couple minutes on KD, but this is par for the course for him. We've been watching him for the last close to 20 years now. So we know what we're going to get, but Sengun looks like he's just going to take it to another level. Amen, Thompson. Amen. Amen. Like, clear difference in who he is as a basketball player from last season to this season. Like, the ball, first thing that jumped out to me was the confidence in his ball handling. Forget him flying around on defense because he was already that and his athletic ability, but the IQ, how he's reading the floor. They might explore putting him at the one now that Van Vliet is hurt. I don't know how that looks, but I trust Udoka, right? That I understand why they have that Rockets team so high. The Rockets team, they're gonna be really good. They're gonna be really good.
I don't even want to table
Smith
that.
Looks good. Yeah.
Who's this?
I said Jabari Smith looks really good. Just everything they doing over there. They putting that together. And that trade, for me, I think that trade elevates them. I don't know about championship, but that elevates them for sure.
So we'll stay here for a second, get back to the Knicks being third in the power rankings. So I think I understand what you're saying. I can't take away from that the potential of Kevin Durant. That's cool. But at 40 years old, that means Amen has to take a leap. Sengun has to take a leap. And we have yet to see any one of those guys perform on the offensive end and get better like this. And Sengun got better, don't get me wrong. Draymond kind of hinted at him being the toughest guard in the league. Like he doesn't want to say it out loud, but that's who it is because he was trying to frustrate Sengun, and Sengun was, he was getting to it. But I can't overlook Ant-Man and the fact you've been to back-to-back Western Conference Finals, and all you ever tell me is there's steps. And that whole team, that whole organization has been doing that. That same coach, I think that's a guy led by that kid. It's different. He's not scared of none of that. That's what I love about. We all love about Ant-Man, not just me. Everybody. He'll step to Kevin Durant, whoever it is. He's gonna talk crazy. All that spicy talk KD was given to homeboy Ace Bailey yesterday.
Ace Bailey, he ain't get none of that to Ant Edwards. Talking about he just got here. And Ace looked good. Ace looked damn good. Didn't look scared. OG went out there, had 26, right? Comfortable. Right? Please. These young niggas, that's the one thing I love about these young niggas. Yeah, there's certain things in aspects of the game that just piss me off, and like all three of us, and but just in terms of like they're not in awe of a KD, a Steph, a LeBron. Like there's respect, but no, I want to kick y'all ass. I love that about these young niggas.
All right. This is Kevin Durant last night against Ace Bailey. Speaking of which,
walk his way to the free throw line. The Rockets are excited to tip off this brand new season, and the Kids Club join us this year and sign up a kid today for exclusive gear, family-friendly perks, and
that was Kevin Durant and Ace Bailey going back and forth. It looked like,
game day experience.
not it looked like, I think it's confirmed.
So KD will walk his way to the free throw line. The Rockets are excited.
You new
to
here.
tip off this brand new.
You new here, boy.
So
Why your ass talking? Sit your ass down. Kevin Durant looking like he's in midseason form. All ball shaking his head.
Yeah, because I don't like that. Like, you know, it's come on, bro. Show them young dudes some love. Like I remember one time LeBron tried to stun on what's our guy? That was with our Knicks campaign. Remember that time? And it's just like it's a difference between trash talking and disrespect. And what KD did, that shit was corny, man. Like I'm starting to really not be a fan of Kevin Durant. Like he does some things that's just like just whack. And just how he did that was whack. I'm sorry. It was corny. And I don't like when the older guys, you know, try to show up the young guys. It's a science to trash talking, right? It was whack. Because if you notice, H Belly ignored them. Ignored them. So yeah, I just didn't like how KD did that. And he has a way of, like, I think when he told some, you know, when he telling reporters, you know who I am, I'm KD. The fuck out of here. Go win a playoff series, nigga. Nah, seriously though, man. Like, oh, we love sports. We talk sports. I'm 5'8", he's 7 foot. He's a Hall of Famer, legendary. I ain't nowhere near good as that, never was. All right, cool. But at the same time, sometimes the things you say, that should be coming off corny, bro. So I just feel how he tried to show up Ace Bailey. The fuck out of here. That young man was balling last night. Cut the jokes. Yeah, and we're gonna revisit that hopefully later for a bit. Because I remember the day of the draft, I was on here live, and I think I was on here live for the whole first round. And when Philly skipped over that young man, I said that's going to be one of the biggest mistakes Philly ever made. And last night, that young man showed it.
Along with that, he fired his agent. Shout out to him.
That was a shakedown. Do you see that nigga? You see that nigga mugshots? I'd have fired that nigga too. I seen the picture the other day. That shit pulled up. I said, man, look at this nigga, man.
Somebody might have got in that young man's ear. He's in Utah. Look, think about this. He's in Utah, y'all. He's in Utah. Don't forget who's over there. Danny Ainge is over there, right? Will Hardy is the coach. What's my son's name? Dwayne Wade has ownership, has a piece of them, right? So I don't know if he still is in the mix. I don't know if he's still in the mix over there. I'm just saying, I'm throwing out names, but somebody got in that young man's ear in that organization or just in the NBA family period and said, fire that nigga now. Do it now. You have the potential to win Rookie of the Year. You have the potential to be a really, really damn good. You have the potential to have that Jazz team build around you. Goodbye. Get rid of that nigga. You see his son ain't in the league and his daughter ain't either. Goodbye. If y'all need to know who his son is, Sharif Cooper, good player, not in the NBA. You need to know who his daughter is, Tia Cooper. She ain't in the WNBA right now.
Wow. Great info, bro. I ain't know none of that.
Get him out of here. Get that daddy. Go be a dad. You can't do this. Leave that shit up to
as a father, man.
As a father, Vic. Go, Fabian. Go. As a father, we need that as a drop. As a father.
Fabian, can we get our Knicks being too low? It should have been higher up than 3.
Well, I was gonna
might have dived into as a father. Braun.
That nigga hurt, right? That nigga hurt, right?
Who, Bronny?
He hurt his gluteus.
He out for
He has a
he out for a
sciatic.
month.
He got a sciatic nerve that is bothering him.
His glutes.
His glutes.
Yo,
Nigga,
that
what-
riot comedy shit is crazy. He said
Nigga-
LeBron James is out with a pinched nerve in his glutes, something like that, and Draymond Green is reportedly out with a pinched nerve in his groin.
Nigga walked perfectly fine for that bum ass Hennessy commercial.
No, I didn't write this. I didn't write that. I saw. I said, "Yo, man,
that's some of your best work. That's some of your
no. Not me. I didn't.
I know you didn't write that. I'll just say that's some of your
That's
best
crazy. But now I want to touch on the Ace Bailey thing real quick. I think I'm glad to see if you are right. That's cool because at Rutgers, I don't like to see when people don't. I'm forgetting which players, but we always talk about like the high school and college thing just being monumental for a lot of these kids, and the fact that Ace Bailey jumped into the game and Rutgers didn't make noise like that, and it was him and Dylan Harper, so it felt like, you know, the 76ers were kind of justified in saying, well, you ain't Shaq, you ain't LeBron, like we don't have to draft you, and we got like 4 kids at the guard position who are athletic. So to see him go to Utah with his agent, his former agent, all these things looming, the fact that he did drop in the draft and he could have been a higher draft pick, and then he fired his agent. The fact that he's in Utah, like you said, and I love that you brought up Danny Ainge because that's the first thing I'm thinking. Like, Danny Ainge don't come off like somebody that can't talk to a kid like that. I know he got the smug Duke look to him, but I think Danny Ainge can talk to these young guys like, yo, listen, I get it, man. That's your man. That's whoever it is, but we're in the pros, bro. Like, he cost you. Like, I didn't just draft you for no reason. Like, I could see Danny Ainge giving him some real talk like that, and to see him perform like that, you know, with KD's talking like that all ball. To be honest, that's just who he is. He's been corny. Kevin Durant's been corny. So I don't really care. Like, I like that the kid either ignored him or he's maybe not ready yet to really talk his talk, and he wanted to dunk it on him or something like that. Not sure, but KD's been corny. We've been seeing it when Draymond punked him. All these guys, when he talks spicy, is like, KD, what are you talking about? You went back and forth with Dime for 3 weeks straight on the internet. He's kind of weird. But I got to appreciate the fact that what other player would come out here and act like one of us and argue with another human being about basketball, and nobody in the league does that. Like, that is unprecedented. Nobody does that. So
yeah,
it's the catch-22 with a guy like that. I think we'll never see that, and we do. He opens the window to that side of the game.
Yeah, but I think this
Maybe
conversation. Go ahead.
Real quick, and you go. But real quick, who's to say Danny Ainge didn't say to this young man, "Look, the reason you in Utah is because of your agent. I ain't think you was gonna be here, but I had to draft you, nigga. But we, like you just said, Philly passed on him. Danny Ainge probably didn't think he would have a chance to draft Ace Bailey. But we out here in Utah now with us, the Mormons, the nothing. Yeah, you out here, nigga, because you got this nigga attached to you. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. And now we could start this train the right way.
But see, these conversations, it lets Daryl Morey off the hook. You're supposed to draft the best available player. The only time that this worked was with the Detroit Pistons when they didn't draft Carmelo, but they still won a championship. Look where Golden State is at. They should have drafted LaMelo Ball, but they drafted Wiseman. I'm just saying Daryl Morey needs to be fired. I don't understand how he still has the job. He's done nothing in Philly but just ruin that. Even that organization ain't been great forever, but he comes over there thinking he's this guru, thinking he's the smartest guy in basketball, and you don't pick the best available player when you got your draft pick. I think they had the 3rd pick, I guess. So for me, all these conversations is letting Daryl Morey up the hook. I guarantee you, if it was another GM or if it was a brother man from the motherland, he would have been fired already. We would have been flaming them, and they would have been fired. How many coaches do way less and get fired? We watch coaches. Look at a guy like Tip. No matter what we say, nobody's seen that coming. So you have people that's successful getting fired. What the fuck has Daryl Morey done in Philly since he's been there that he should still have a job? And then you pass up on Ace Bailey, and we watched him last night in Utah. The young man can play basketball. Now we know Utah's going to be a bad team, but still, that skill set, we seen what he did in college. He should have been picked by the Philadelphia 76ers. Daryl Morey, I don't know how it is happening. He is flying under the radar from sports media. Oh, where's the Stephen A's, the ESPN? Where's all these big platforms and all these big guys? Why is nobody calling for Daryl Morey to get fired? Or why is nobody holding his feet to the fire? Why tomorrow, this morning, all these platforms should have been, did you see how Ace Bailey looked? And Philadelphia passed him up? Daryl Morey, what happened? So for me, I just don't like that Daryl Morey is being able to fly under the radar and continue to get paid for a fucking horrendous job he's doing over there in Philly.
But Flea, is that such a horrible pick? It was him. It was BJ Edgecombe they took over Ace Bailey, right? Like, is that so far? Like, I can't tell who's gonna be. Like, BJ Edgecombe was, looks like an athletic wing himself. Ace is raw, very raw. It was a great game, and it's the Houston Rockets. Let's not get that twisted. But it's a preseason, and I mean, is it that far apart between Ace Bailey and BJ Edgecombe?
I mean, from a logical standpoint, I think if Daryl Morey is looking at it like, I'm gonna have a healthy Paul George, what do I really need to spend a top 5 draft pick on a guy that might not even play, right? He might not even get in rotation if Paul George is still who them niggas think he is. So you go get the 2 guard, right? You're already looking at it, and Jared McCain is coming back from a meniscus, right? So he's not sure, and he's a small guard too. So what does the backcourt look like with Maxey? Maxey's already a small guard. Could Bailey play the 2? I don't know yet. I don't know if he handles the ball well enough to be able to play the two positions. So I feel what you're saying, OG, from just a totality perspective. He ain't done shit in Philly. He needs to be fired. This would just be the cherry on top, right? This would just be what tips the scale and says, all right, enough is enough with this nigga Morey, right? Because Edgecombe is a damn good pick. Edgecombe, in my opinion, is going to be a damn good player, and he's a damn good pick for that Philly team. It's like what they needed. But you always, in my opinion, you always draft the best available player. Who's the best available player? Wiseman or Melo? You draft the best guy and go on from there, right? Like, unless you have a specific need, and Philly, I don't think had a specific need. Like, you draft the best guy. And at this stage of the game, to answer your question, Fabian, I'm not sure who the best guy is, because Edgecombe is impressing me a lot. So we'll see.
I didn't even think about them not getting any playing time. That makes a lot of sense, because we know who's getting playing time on these Knicks. Number 3 in the power rankings from the basketball forever ever. Where we at with this, fellas? Let's touch on this. Number 3 in the power rankings from basketball forever, Joker, SGA, and Brunson. Yeah. You don't see no Ant-Man up there. You don't see no Giannis up there. Huh? You don't see no KD up there. No LeBron. The King. Done. Reign is over. Where we at with this, guys? All ball. You feel like that's a little too low? A little too high?
Yeah. We should have been number 2. Joker, great player. But we got the clutch player of the year. We was in the Eastern Conference Finals, few games from the finals. Now I get it. Denver took OKC to Game 7, but I just feel like, if we don't speak up for our Knicks, who will? And yeah, sometimes I may sound a little outrageous, but listen, if that's what it takes to get the job done, if that's what it takes to respect us, we should have been number 2. Simple and plain. You can't put, of course, if Indiana came back fully healthy, then maybe Indiana would be number 2 because they were just in the finals. But right after that, it should be us. I think the glaze for the Denver Nuggets and Joker from the NBA is just out of control. They are trying to force the Joker down your throat, pause. And he's a great player. But we cannot ignore what Brunson and our Knicks did these last couple seasons, especially last season. Like I said, clutch player of the year. He gets better in the playoffs. He has monumental games in the playoffs, game-winning shots. He was a starter for the All-Star game. What more do y'all want? And then we upgraded and got a bench. And then now we have a healthy Mitch for the start of the season. So I want to be rewarded for that. So yes, I think we should have been number 2 right behind OKC. Like I said, I get it with Denver, I get it with Joker, but we got to stop glazing the Joker and start understanding what Brunson and Cat and the Knicks is doing right now. I think we should have been number 2, and then I wouldn't have had no problem with Denver being number 3. I wouldn't have had no problem with Minnesota being number 3. They were just in they were just in the Western Conference Finals. So like I say, what are we rewarding? Joker wasn't in the finals last season. Okay, they team made a little bit of upgrades. We made some major upgrades. So why are they number 2 and we're not? So that's the only problem I had. But just to be mentioned, just to have our guy picture up there with those guys, because we all know SG and Joker is on another level and they kind of set the bar. So just to be in that conversation, in that sentence, I love it, but I still would have rather us be number 2 in that power rankings.
Fleet, what you thinking?
I like the spot we in. I think it's a fair spot, right? You always want to see your team number 1, right? As a fan and as a team that, as a guy that loves the Knicks, you just want to see them number 1. But from a logical standpoint, the Thunder just won, right? They have the MVP. They have the reigning MVP on their team. They just won the NBA championship. I think you look at Joker, and he's arguably the best player in the league, right? Multiple time All-Star. He's really revolutionized what that center position looks like, right? Like in today's game, he's amazing. I don't think us three, I don't think there's anything bad that we could say about Joker. He's a great player. I think the one thing that we tend to not talk about much, I mention it every now and then, but Brunson's a small guard, right? And I mentioned it before. It's like, how many small guards out there have been the best player on a championship team? We talk about Isaiah Thomas. We talk about Steph Curry, right? But the list stops right there. It just ends right there. It's not a long list, right? Iverson obviously was a guy that he was potentially the best player on a championship team.
Tony Parker got a Finals MVP. Chauncey got a Finals MVP. I'm not saying they were the best guys on the team, but they got Finals MVPs.
Right. What I'm saying is, though, I think where the reservation comes out with Brunson is right there. Just it hasn't happened many times. Could he be the second best player on the championship team? I fully believe that. But I got to be made a believer. Just me. I ain't knocking nobody else who feels a different way. But me, I got to be made a believer that he could be the best player, and we stand in with that Larry O'Brien. I gotta be made a believer, and the only way that's gonna happen is if we win. And I don't think that I'm the only one that feels like that. Whoever at Basketball Forever made that ranking, whatever the rankings is gonna be in ESPN, CBS, this outlet, that outlet, our own rankings. I'm sure we may do that before the season starts, but I just don't think that we should be higher than that. And I think people are considering the fact that Brunson is the best player on the Knicks. How far is that going to take us?
All, fair points, as you put it. A lot of respect given to the Thunder for winning the championship. The Nuggets won a couple years ago. Joker should have won 3 MVPs in a row. I just get a little confused because I hear about what people have done. And yeah, the Thunder accomplished the major team objective last year is winning a championship. But I can't get over the fact that if Halliburton is healthy, that outcome is different to me. I don't care what anybody says. That kid, after being doubted, I know he doesn't have the 30 points a game, the flashy look to him, but the fact that he had that team on the cusp of winning a championship, even Cleveland at number 4 doesn't make sense to me anymore. I'd rather see the Wolves and Rockets The Wolves have made back-to-back conference finals. You got them 2 spots lower than the Cavs. So a lot of this stuff is not really weighing out to me right. The Thunder won, so I could give them that respect. But let's also talk about basketball. Let's also talk about the fact that the Knicks play the Nuggets amazingly. Like, well, OG, people don't want to hear this, but OG plays Joker tough. And we get Mitchell Robinson, and we got the Joker stopper himself, Karl Anthony Towns. So, yes, that's a one-on-one, and there's 80 more games to play against other teams aside from the Nuggets. But I would like to, being at number 2 is a little more respect for the team that was in the conference finals last year and did make that a supposed upgrade at head coach. I get that the Nuggets added whoever it is, but just factoring in everything else with Cleveland or whatever, Cleveland lost to Indiana in the second round. Again, they lost in the second round. Like that's the part to me that's just okay. So I get if we had our own criteria, I think we would factor in a lot more, way more basketball, player style matchups, team matchups. Like that's how I feel about it. And Brunson, he kills the Nuggets also. I can see the Knicks at number 2. I don't want to get riled up though, so I understand Flea, but I can see why. Yo, if this is the way they're talking, automatic Eastern Conference champions, how is the Nuggets a problem for us? I get it, it's Joker, but bro, we got 3 guys that play Joker crazy. We already had the blueprint against Embiid, which I'm still pissed about Tibbs for not guarding him right. I've seen him give Joker problems for 2 seasons straight. So I would like my Knicks at number 2, AllBall or Flea. I don't know if I heard something before.
Go ahead, Flea.
Now, OG want him at 2. I thought them at 3 is fine. So I want him at 2.
I think this conversation, none of us is right or wrong. It's not a problem. Like I said, just when Fabian breaks it down and Flea, you made a great point. I can't argue that. But what is it based off of? Because great point. Why is Cleveland at number 4? Why isn't Minnesota higher? Back-to-back Western Conference. Like I said, we was just there. We know, Denver Joker, great player. You see, they overhyped. He did a pass in preseason the other day. They went berserk. It's like, yo, bro, we get it. We know he's great, but it's like, come on, man. There's other teams that's on the rise that we made the proper moves. We got better. The next step is to get to the finals. Everybody now is on the bandwagon. Why is Denver ahead of us? Is it because of the Joker? Because there's nothing else you can tell me. So I get it, but I would love that number 2 Fleet, because once again for our Knicks, listen, man, it's been a rough lot of years. So just to see we live in this in real time. So now to see top players want to play here. Now to see when they having talks on these networks, we're being talked about as far as getting to the finals. We have our guy. Now with these NBA rankings and even with Brunson being a top 10 player, like I want to see all this stuff be put properly because it doesn't happen for our Knicks. So I'm just ecstatic, but I ain't gonna lie. For some reason, number 2 just looks that much better than number 3 because you're that much closer than number 1.
Of course.
Flea, he's saying that the Knicks are the second best team in the league, right? Outright. But yeah, he wants to trade for Giannis and just possibly.
No. See what he doing?
He's so nasty.
I'm just cool with my brothers.
Sucker.
Listen, hey, Flea.
The fucking biggest. I love what you did there, Ray. You know what get his hat.
Let me ask you a question.
What you got, OJ?
Before we get out of here.
Yes, sir.
Right now, who's a female that your mind is the baddest right now in the game?
Where you want me to go? How you want?
No. Wait. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether it's
how you want me to do this.
Come on, just give me a baddie right now that you go crazy over.
who I go, my taste is all over the place, right? Because
Just give me one, man. Just give me one.
This is your fault, old boy. What do you mean?
it is, baby. I salivate. What you told me? You
Give
said
me
I
one.
was salivating last week?
Give me one.
What you say? Look. Well, I thought you'd never ask.
I thought you would never ask.
Give me one.
I've always had my top 5. Let me think about my current top 5 right now. Damn, she been opening her mouth a lot lately. She sounds so fucking dumb. I still love Portia.
All right, so stay right there.
Love Portia,
stay right there. Stay right there.
Mm-hmm.
You get a text right now from one of your good friends. Hey, Flea. Now, just imagine you in a relationship. It ain't serious, but you like this person. But you get a text from one of your guys. It can even be me or Fabian or one of your good friends.
Mm-hmm.
I got
Tayana
word.
Taylor. Let me skip. Wait. Spin back. TT.
No. We're gonna stay with Portia. We're gonna stay with Portia. I'll tell you why. We're gonna stay with Portia.
Yeah.
Right? Listen. You get a text. Hey, Flea. I just got word. Portia wanna fuck with you. What do you do?
I'm a married man.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't say married. I said you're with some. I said you're with somebody.
Yeah, you said.
I'm a decent man from this.
No, I didn't say married.
Niggas be scheming. Niggas be.
You're with somebody. You're with somebody. She's not your girl, but you like her. But you get word that Portia is saying, "I want Flea." You see that kid on AllBall TV? Not them 2 light-skinned niggas. Him. I want him. What do you do?
I gotta see what's going on. I gotta see what happened. What happened? What you said? What happened? Talk to me.
So, no, my point is,
that's all.
Giannis is in a relationship that. Listen, man, go get him. Please, Portia say she wants you. Go get her, nigga.
Okay, let me flip this. Before we walk up out of here. Let me flip this. At the same time, I wasn't budging, and my ex-wife wasn't budging till she said, fuck this, I gotta get up out of here. Hey, cut. So somebody gotta say, hey, it's up. So
you don't want to be George. You don't want to be George. You don't want to be George Costanza.
Somebody gotta say,
George Costanza could have had. What's my girl?
Not
Marissa Tomei.
Yes.
Exactly. We will be just like George. We will be just like George Costanza, regretting not going to get Marissa Tomei. Go get fucking Giannis.
Jalen Brunson's a happily married man. Carl Towns looks like he's about to be a happily married man. Josh Hart, happily married man. These guys are stable. They might see something over there. They might window shop a little bit, my brother. But we good over here. Let's not forget that. We got some stability. Mortgage is paid. Know what I'm saying? House, the cars paid.
Kids is fed. Yeah,
the jewels is real. What we talking about? we ain't no rappers. What you talking about?
None of that lab, what Benny was talking about? None of this lab shit.
Yeah. Hit that gun. Hit that diamond gun. What's up, man?
2 years in a row, we lose 2 years in a row, we lose to Indiana. We don't need Giannis now. Get us out of here.
Yo,
Get
man.
2 years in a row, we lose to Indy, but you want us number 2. Get us the fuck out of here, Fabian.
Thanks.
Get us the fuck out of here, Fabian.
Next
Lord
week,
have mercy.
Tuesday, 8 p.m. Hey, Tory B, I peeped at it. Yo, Fabian, I need a hoodie for these winter months. It's getting cold outside.
Yeah, I heard it's getting a little nippy out there. I called my
man.
Nigga had a Scully on. They got a fucking Scully on it. What's up? It's cold.
It's chilly out here.
Yo, they trying to cancel that song, man. How dare y'all? Tuesday, 8 p.m. We back. Knicks Rehab, AllBall TV Live. We got some things in the works. Might keep you warm this winter. You know what I mean? What you said, Portia? Portia, we might keep you. We might be warm this winter.
Nah, fuck Portia. I'm gonna be warm this winter.
Woo!
No more for Flea.
AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.